Well, howdy folks, this is Buckner from In the Bunker with Buckner, and welcome to my radio show. And I'm completely freaked out, and I think you know why I'm freaked out. It's because of the silent majority. I call them the fringe middle. And why are they so silent? They're obviously covering up conspiracies. Think about it, Bigfoot. And you've probably all read my book by now called the 1090 Rule. Basically, all those Bigfoot sightings, think about it, folks. If just 10% of those are correct, then Bigfoot exists. And if Bigfoot exists, where is he? And that's where the conspiracy comes in, the silent middle. They have a lot more information, and they're not sharing. I explore that more in the field guide to Bigfoot, which I encourage you to read, and it's fascinating. But we're not here to plug my book. We're here to talk about silence. The difference between a eerie silence and a peaceful quiet. And there's a big difference, and I think we just learned about that in the call-in. We had a call-in from, I thought it was going to be a guest, and I thought they were going to have something to share, but no. It was a silent majority, and I'm sure it freaked you out as much as it freaked me out. Fortunately we have it on tape, and I'm going to submit that tape, and we're going to study it. What is the difference between that eerie silence and just a peaceful quiet? Now, out here at the bunker, where I do my radio show, it is very quiet. I will admit that. And at times, if you're not a connoisseur of various audio ranges, as I am, and I am an expert in many, many things, and I could probably invent a sound machine that would be able to listen to, somebody would say, oh, I'd play back the tape, and it would be completely, they'd say, what's there? There's nothing on that tape. And I'd say, it's silent. I'd say, no, it's not silence, it's quiet. Because if you then turn it up a little bit, you can hear some sound. Barely. Maybe it's a wind moving, or a gentle breeze, or maybe it's a bunny kind of walking across the grass. And I know you're thinking, Buck, that doesn't make a sound. Of course it does. If you invent a machine that could really tell the difference, and I could do that. It's just a matter of, finding the time to do that. But that call in was pretty disturbing. It was pretty disturbing to hear that eerie silence of the silent majority. And I go back to, why are they so silent? It makes me think, of course, it's a conspiracy. That's obvious. That's very obvious. And we're going to have a guest coming on to speak, not a call in. This is my good friend, Dr. Stan Van Gundy. He is quite knowledgeable. It'll be good to have him on the program. We enjoy a few laughs, of course, but we really get down to business because he has a lot to share. He's published many, many papers. He's a cryptologist, and that's basically just a fancy word for someone who studies Bigfoot, scientific word Sasquatch. And if you've read the 1090 Rule, my book, Sasquatch is basically derived, and if you know Latin, this is for some of you smarter listeners out there, Sasquatch means he who builds. And there's great speculation, or it's my theory that Bigfoot was instrumental in building the pyramids. I mean, who else is going to lift those big blocks in place? It was probably Bigfoot, if not many Bigfoots. And think about it, folks. It's just 1 in 10 of the eyewitness accounts are correct. And my suspicion is there's a lot more than that. But let's just say there's 1 in 10. Then Bigfoot exists. But let's now flip it and say that 9 out of 10 of the Bigfoot sightings are correct. There's many, many more Bigfoots out there than we could have ever imagined. In fact, they might be the dominant creature on Earth, if you think about it that way. I do think that is a fascinating line of research. And we'll have Dr. Stan Van Gundy on. So hang around, and we're going to take a campfire break. Thanks so much for tuning in to In the Bunker with Buckner, and I'm your host, Buckner, and we'll be right back.